We had heard for weeks that the deals were coming. They're finally here. Let's start with the network that matters the most to us here on Peacock, and that is the National Football League. Will continue to be televised on Sunday nights by NBC. An 11-year extension plus expansion of Sunday Night Football through 2033, when I will be extremely old instead of just kind of old. NBC Sports presents for the next 13 Super Bowls. Kickoff game, Thanksgiving night, wild card, divisional playoff, awesome, great stuff. Oh, and by the way, starting on Monday, am I allowed to say that? Matt, am I allowed to say what's coming back on Monday? Can I say it? Okay, I'm going to wait. I don't want to jinx it, and anybody out there who's been watching the show carefully probably knows what I'm talking about. But, Miles, these deals, all of them run through 2033. NBC Sunday Night Football, ABC, ESPN, Monday Night Football, AFC package on CBS, NFC package on Fox. Everything's the same. The only difference, Amazon, as of 2023, is going to slide in to the Thursday Night Football role. So if you don't live in the markets where those games are played, because they'll surely be televised there on a local network over the air for free, you're going to need Amazon Prime to see those Thursday night games, except for some of them that will be on NFL Network, as is currently the case with the Fox games on Thursday night. So not much change, but one significant change in Thursday night.
Yeah, that Thursday night change, I think, is pretty significant. And I think that a lot of people at this point are used to going to Amazon Prime to watch things on demand, but it's the one time that you're going there for a live football game that it's like, oh, I guess I'm doing this thing now. And we did that in December, where they had that one Saturday game between the Cardinals and the 49ers. And I thought that they did a good job with the game presentation. It was pretty easy to find because they had it splashed all over that front page there when you logged into the thing on your television. So I think that, look, it's an interesting opportunity, because at a certain point in a couple years especially, probably more people are going to be streaming things on a day-to-day basis than are going to have cable, right? So at least if you have that now built into this series of contracts, the next series of contracts is going to be really interesting to see where exactly streaming goes. And it's going to be interesting to see where exactly streaming goes with the Sunday ticket package in the next couple of years too.
What do you have? What do you use as the resident millennial? What do you use for TV?
I use all kinds of things. I use DirecTV because I like to have an actual thing, but I'm not the typical person, because I know a lot of people who use YouTube TV. I have in the past used the PlayStation View, RIP to that streaming service, because it was great, because it had your NFL Network, your NBA TV, and all those, and MLB Network, and I like watching live sports, right? And it's kind of an essential function for what it is that I do, because if I couldn't see games, Mike, I don't think you would be very happy with me. So yeah, I that's what I use, but I think that I'm not really that typical of a millennial, just because of the way that my TV viewing habits are.
And that's a good point. You need to have access to the Sunday ticket package when you're covering the NFL. I don't, because I get it pumped into the studio when I'm here, or otherwise I'm at NBC and we get to see the Sunday games there. So I have YouTube TV, because I'm telling you, it's so much cheaper than DirecTV, and it's so easy to use, and it's on all of your devices, and that's where the world's moving. And by the time we get to the end of these deals, yeah, streaming may have taken over for everything, and that's why the thing that fascinates me the most about these new packages, there's an out for the NFL, a one-time out. NBC announced in its statement 7 years in, there's an out. I'm told they're not all lined up the same way, that different packages have different outs, but the NFL has the power to say, we're pulling the plug. And one of the reasons you put that power in there is so you can do it. And my guess right now, if I had to wager, it would be they're going to do it, because the way the world continues to change, there will be more value, especially as gambling matures. When they get the technology to the point where you can do play-by-play in-game betting, the world will be very different. The money will be larger, and the NFL will be able to say, we're willing to pull the plug here and pivot. Either you give us more than you were supposed to give us to stay, or we're going to take this somewhere else. And by the time we get to, whether it's 7 or 11 years from now, the digital companies will be bigger. They'll have more money. They'll be more powerful. And that may be where the ball is moving. Eventually, what we may have is the Googles, the Amazons, the Netflixes, and whoever else is going to emerge may buy large rights or windows and then sell broadcast TV rights out of that to NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox. So I think that's the next move here, 7 or 11 years down the road, Miles.
Yeah, it's when you have that out in the contract, it's like a player having an out in a contract, right? You do it because you think at least a few years down the road, you're still going to be a productive player. And so when you put that opt out in there, you're like, yeah, I'm going to maximize my value as much as I possibly can. It's exactly the same thing here. I don't think anybody thinks that in 7 years the NFL is going to go kaput and like all of a sudden people aren't going to watch live sports. Like this is the one thing that people have to watch live. And so that's why Sunday Night Football has been the top rated program on television for as many years as it's been in a row, because people have to watch that live. So I think that's not going to change in 7 years, 11 years, whatever it is. If you want to watch these games, you have to watch them live and see what exactly happens, especially if there's betting involved in it.
And the end result is it gives the NFL the opportunity to create this sense of extreme security and stability while also having up its sleeve, legitimately and permissibly, the opportunity to pivot and get more money and maximize its value at some point down the road.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.